Alright, man, we're back today with brand new WWE action figure news, and we do have sort of a leak, not sort of, it is straight up, it's a leaked lineup here, and we gotta shout out my man Mitchell Craig on Twitter, man, always with the insider knowledge. You know, we talk about people not batting 1,000. Mitchell Craig has an insane batting percentage. I'd say that he's one of the top ones, man. Out of the history of the channel and the almost 10 years doing this, man has been batting an incredible percentage over the years, and we gotta shout out Mitchell Craig, man. But today we're getting into a leaked lineup, and today we're talking about the SummerSlam Elite Wave for 2026. Now, I imagine these are probably going to be shown off at Ringside Fest, whenever that is. I don't even know if we have any just outstanding word on Ringside Fest just yet. I don't know if there's anything that has been posted about it just yet or an announcement, and I'll try my best. Maybe I'll put up a screenshot of maybe when it was last year. Actually, just let me go look it up real quick. So, Ringside Fest 2024 was actually November 21st, so I'd imagine here in a week or so we'll get an official announcement, maybe next week, or hell, we don't know. Maybe they'll post up something today. You never know. You never know with these things, you know, we don't know everything about it, but Ringside Fest is coming up, and I imagine that is probably when we'll get some information on this wave, and probably in the next few days, we'll probably get some more stuff that is leaked out there. And also, if I'm talking a little weird, it's because I have like 4 ulcers in my mouth, so bear with me, man, I do apologize. But let's get into this wave, man. I'm going to break down the wave, and then I'm going to tell you why it's so crazy. So, let's get into it, man. The first figure out of the SummerSlam Elite Wave is going to be Stone Cold Steve Austin. Now, Stone Cold Steve Austin, obviously no stranger to the Elite line, and he shouldn't be. But the thing about this Stone Cold Steve Austin is interesting because it seems like here lately we've gotten a lot of Stone Cold Steve Austins, and him being one of my favorite wrestlers of all time, I am all for any Austins they want to give us. You know, for a while there, they gave us the old Buck. He used to look really small, and the figures weren't that bad, but we really, you know, nobody really wrote it off. But then, you know, as collecting goes on, things like that, people want to see more detail and things, and then we got the new Buck. We know that the 3-pack that's coming up should look a lot better. It should have the new striated shoulders, or not new, but bigger striated shoulders, the new formula, things like that. So I imagine that this figure is going to be pretty good, but no stranger to the line. I'm all for a Stone Cold Steve Austin. You can let me know down below. But next up is going to be Mankind. Now, Mankind, another figure or another person that we have seen many, many times over, and I will get into this as we break it down. So I'm going to give you the wave, and then afterwards I'm going to tell you why this is interesting, and then recap through it, why it's so insane, and what I think about it, and just different criteria for it. So just listen up to the full thing, and I promise it'll make sense. So we have Mankind as the second figure in the set, which I think is pretty cool, and we did get Mankind back in the SummerSlam wave years ago. I think it was 2017. It was in the same wave as the as the SummerSlam 2017 Finn Balor figure that we got way back in the day with the Daniel Bryan torso. Wish they'd re-release that, by God. On a ripped up torso, they'd probably give him the damn Daniel Bryan legs, though, and ruin it. But Stone Cold Steve Austin and Mankind are the first 2 figures in the wave, and then the third figure is going to be Triple H, another guy that has been in the line many, many times, and I do believe, was he not in last year's SummerSlam wave? We got him in the SummerSlam wave last year with William Regal as the Build-A-Figure, with the Shawn Michaels, you know, that entire wave there, if my memory serves me correctly, and that was a solid figure too. That was kind of a re-release of the Defining Moments Triple H, which I had been clamoring for a very long time. Very excited to get that. I actually enjoyed that set quite a bit there, at least off the top of my dome. I may have ripped that set a new one. I can't remember off the top of it. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, hold up, let me go look at it. Actually, now looking back on it, I don't remember liking this set particularly. I think there were some things that I would have changed. The black boots on Shawn Michaels. Regardless of the fact, Triple H is the next figure in this set. And then the final figure in this set is going to be Chyna. Now, we do know that Chyna has been making her way slowly back into the line. We do know that we got a Monday Night Wars Elite revealed to us at San Diego Comic-Con. It was a prototype, I do believe, in the case. And then we did see a render image, of course. So, I don't know if they're going to reuse a lot of that, and they may. I'll have to get into the comparisons later on in this video. But we're getting another Chyna figure. Maybe it's going to be a reuse of that head sculpt. We'll get into that. But those are the 4 figures. So you have Stone Cold Steve Austin, Mankind, Chyna, and Triple H. And, you know, all these guys are, you can kind of see the vision, right? All these guys are coming from the same era. Well, if you get into the Build-A-Figure, the Build-A-Figure is going to be a Jesse Ventura. Now, Jesse Ventura at San Diego Comic-Con, you could argue he was the MVP. Guy got a Legends figure. He got a Mattel Creations Ultimate revealed. He got a Coliseum Collection Ultimate revealed. He had a Retro revealed. I think he even had an LJN revealed, if I'm not mistaken. So there have been a lot of Jesse Ventura figures, as we should, man. I mean, we waited so long for him, and they have just been clamoring and going hard on the Jesse Ventura. So getting another figure of him is excellent, and hopefully we'll see some more, not just in this Build-A-Figure. But why I'm talking about this is, the interesting thing about this is, I believe, and it's speculative here, it could not be, but I'm pretty sure this entire wave is going to be from the same exact matchup. Yes, you heard that correctly. So every single figure here, I believe, is going to be represented from SummerSlam 1999's triple threat match between Triple H, Mankind, and Stone Cold Steve Austin, with Jesse Ventura as the special guest referee. So they're going to, at least, I'm saying they're going to, I guess this is speculative, but it would make sense, right? So Build-A-Figure referee Jesse Ventura, we've seen multiple referee Build-A-Figures in the last couple years, right? We got the John Cone, we got the Teddy Long referee figure as well, we got the Chase from the Vault, John Cone as well, we had the Danny Davis back in the day, and we do know that we're getting a little Nate later on, so this would make sense that we would get another referee figure, and it would be Jesse Ventura from this specific era, from this matchup here. Now, Chyna was involved in the storyline. I do believe originally she was lined up to be the #1 contender for the WWF Championship at SummerSlam to fight Stone Cold, and then some shenanigans happened. Her and Triple H came to blows at SummerSlam, I can't remember, or there was tensions there, or what have you, and she was involved in this matchup at SummerSlam. So everything unpacked here, if you go and look at this matchup, you can see pretty much what we're going to be getting out of these figures. Let's just start off with Stone Cold Steve Austin. So if you look at Stone Cold in this matchup, he had the Don't Trust Anybody vest. He had the DTA vest with the rattlesnake head sculpt and the rattlesnake underneath. Now, why this is interesting is you may say, oh, have we had that vest from Mattel before? We have, but it has been over 15 years, or around 15 years since we saw this. This is way back when they did the All-Stars, WWE All-Stars Elite 2-packs with CM Punk and Stone Cold Steve Austin way back in the day. The All-Stars Punk in the yellow. That was the last time we saw this vest. So ancient history at this point. Ancient history at this point as far as the line goes for Mattel. And so I'm imagining it will be that figure completely upgraded, right? Double jointed arms, new head sculpt. Maybe it'll be a cloth goods vest this time. Maybe they'll reuse the, it's either going to be one of two things. They're going to reuse the exact same vest that came with that original All-Stars Austin, or they're going to give us a cloth goods one that we got in the 3-pack, or that we're getting in the 3-pack from WrestleMania 13 with Ken Shamrock and Bret the Hitman Hart. So we'll have to see how that plays out, which decision they go with, but I imagine hopefully it'll be a different head sculpt. Surely to God, they're not going to give us a repeat of the same head sculpt. I know we've seen similar head sculpts to this, but you got to upgrade it. You got to get the head shape right. It'll probably be one of these Austins we're getting in the last, in the last year or so. Probably be one of those that are re-released, right? I hope it's on the new buck, bigger legs, bigger shoulders, bigger arms, and that will give it to us. So it's going to be interesting too, though, are they going to give him the Smoking Skull Championship, or are they going to give it to Mankind, who ended up winning this matchup? So that'll be interesting to monitor. Or are they going to give maybe Mankind a regular WWF Championship, because he originally in the SummerSlam Elite from back in the day, that figure was from SummerSlam 1999. So that is an original figure we've already seen. So you could argue that Stone Cold Steve Austin and Mankind are straight up re-releases in this wave, because that Stone Cold figure has been released before. We saw it with the DTA vest. It's the event, man. It's black trunks. It's the same vest. It's pretty much SummerSlam 99 Stone Cold Steve Austin. Then you fast forward to the Mankind. Again, I don't know what they're going to do here, because this Mankind figure, I've always hated these, these sort of pajama pants or sweatpants mold legs. Always hated this, classic John Cena shoe mold. I'd imagine they're going to give him a new shoe mold, or the newer Cena shoe mold, and hopefully they'll give him some newly sculpted sweatpants, and maybe I don't know what they're going to do, because these Mankind arms from back in the day were single jointed. Are they going to give him new arms? Are they going to sculpt double jointed new arms? Are they going to repeat head sculpts? Is it going to be similar to the Defining Moments? What are they going to do there? How are they going to monitor that? What accessories is he going to come with? All that is there, but he did come with the WWF pattern tie. And in one of these photos, they actually edited out the WWF, I guess, for copyright reasons. But they edited out the WWF logo, but it is SummerSlam 99 in one of these photos. It's just that they blacked out the tie, I guess, for the WWF logo. But that would be a straight-up re-release. Then you move into Triple H, who honestly is kind of egregious. We have seen this attire from Triple H multiple times. Now, is it one of his most iconic attires? It is. We've seen it in Ultimate Edition form. We've seen it in Elite Series, or Legend Series 20, I might add. WWE Elite Legend Series 20. We just got not too long ago. I say not too long ago. It's been a little bit, but not that long ago, right? We've gotten this attire. So is it going to be the exact same figure repackaged, maybe with a different shirt, maybe with a different accessory? Is it going to be the exact same head sculpt we got on that Ultimate all those years ago? I'd like to see something new, but as we know with these pay-per-view exclusive waves, it's typically going to be reused stuff, right? In these pay-per-view waves, they usually just repaint existing figures. Now, sometimes they'll take a leap and they'll change some stuff. They'll do a newly sculpted head sculpt, or maybe that's just been a pattern because, Magic wasn't on the team or something like that. So maybe with Magic being added to the team, maybe we'll get some newer sculpts, or maybe he won't even work on this wave. I'm not entirely sure, but I'm excited for it. We'll see what comes of the Mankind Stone Cold and the Triple H. But Triple H, again, that is a straight-up re-release. So 3 figures here, straight-up re-releases that we have seen before. The Stone Cold, All-Stars previous release. Mankind, re-release of a SummerSlam Elite that we've seen before. Triple H, former Legends Elite here. So I don't know, man. That's very telling right there. Now let's move on to the Chyna figure. Now the Chyna figure, I don't think think we've seen this attire. It was a pretty cool attire. Lots of sculpt, lots of cool things going on. I can't remember off the top of the dome how accurate it is to the Monday Night Wars figure, but those are going to be two separate releases here, so we're getting two Chynas. Now, we do know that with Chyna's figures in the past, her WrestleMania Build-A-Figure Elite or whatever shelf formed like crazy. Even though it was a really good figure, it was kind of sad because that figure was very, very good. It had a lot of cool sculpting, great head sculpt, great attire, great moment, and everything like that, and it didn't get the love it deserved, honestly. So hopefully that won't happen to Chyna again, or maybe they'll short pack this figure. I'm not entirely sure, but we do know that the SummerSlam Charlotte has hit Ollie's as well, so we'll see how that all plays out. But this Chyna figure should be pretty cool because there's a lot of really good sculpts here, and hopefully everything plays out, and maybe it'll be a contender for one of the women's elite figures of the year. But let's move on to the Build-A-Figure. So it's going to be a Build-A-Figure Jesse Ventura here, and it's going to be in a referee shirt, long sleeve. Pretty crazy, man. Pretty crazy that we're getting a Jesse Ventura in this exact look. So they're not leaving any stones unturned with Jesse Ventura. There's obviously multiple looks they could still do for Jesse, but being a Build-A-Figure here is pretty cool, and, you know, including this here. Now, obviously, they've done box sets, right? We've seen Bash at the Beach box sets. We've seen the WrestleMania 13 box set. We've seen these different box sets over the years of giving us different things, and, you know, including these different things that we've monitored over the years of different matchups and moments and 2-packs and 3-packs and 4-packs and all these different things. But I'm trying to think when's the last time they did a full wave like this, like a pay-per-view wave, or if they've ever done this, where they take it all from one moment or one matchup in a wave. Has that even happened before in the WWE Mattel line? Is this something that they're going to continue into 2026? Are they going to do this for, you know, the Royal Rumble wave or anything like that? It's crazy because it all comes from the same era. You don't have any modern talent. You don't have any, you know, golden era or new gen or anything like that. So it's pretty cool that it's all from the Attitude Era and it's all right there from 99, which I'm kind of a fan of. I kind of like that, but at the same time I don't. But I think if you're a big fan of this and, you know, you want these characters, maybe you missed out on it. For one, I wanted this Mankind because I've never had this Mankind. I passed it up at Toys R Us almost 10 years ago, and I never picked it up, and now I have an opportunity, and hopefully it'll be a lot better than it was then. So that's going to be something that we see, but I don't know. Let me know what your thoughts are. All the figures from one exact matchup. Build-A-Figure Jesse Ventura in referee gear or referee attire. You have all these figures most likely being re-releases of existing figures that we've gotten, besides maybe Chyna. And again, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Stone Cold will be from this SummerSlam, and Mick Foley or Mankind will be from this SummerSlam, and then Triple H will be from this SummerSlam, you know? But I don't know. I'm imagining it will be all from the same matchup, and that just makes the most sense to me because, you know, Jesse Ventura being the special guest referee, it just kind of writes itself, right? So you can let me know what you think of there, but I'm excited to see the accessories. Maybe they'll include some new things. Hope to God they'll include some new stuff, man. You can't just re-release straight up because some of these figures have already had double jointed arms and stuff. Just, I don't know. We'll see, man, but a lot of these figures are older, but at the same time, I don't know. But as always, man, I want to know down in the comment section below what you guys are feeling on this. How do you feel about the SummerSlam wave? Are you excited for it? Do you think it's kind of bummy? Are you new school? Are you old school? Are you diving into this? Not excited for it? Let me know what you're thinking here. So I will meet you guys down in the comment section, man. But that is going to wrap it up for me. I hope you guys did enjoy. Let me know your thoughts. I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a blessed day, and I will see you guys next time.